Hello everyone, this is Ashley, welcoming you back to This Game Where's Building Chester Zoo series. This is episode 17. As you'll have seen from the title of the episode, this is a bit of a filling in session. So where we've built our major builds like Realm of the Red Ape, if you've seen that one already, and Spirit of the Jaguar, if you've seen that one, we had a big open space in between those two that was ripe for filling in, and there were also a couple of buildings that we marked out but we hadn't actually built them. So I've been back and I have filled those spaces with what is in there. So what is in there is actually a couple of aviaries, a park space and a picnic space, and then the two buildings, the education centre and a picnic lodge. So I am going to take you around those very quickly now. So in front of us is our first aviary. It's like a hidden space for birds. Now, obviously, we don't have that many bird species in the game, and the netting options are a little bit limited. So what I've done instead is I've built the frame. If we go inside, I've built the frame of the aviary, and then I've run round the perimeter barrier with glass in certain areas, and then for the most part this chain link fence all the way around the rest of it. Now, I haven't planted it up because at the moment there's nothing to put in it, and I don't know what plants would match to the species that might end up in here, but at some point I might try and get something small in here, maybe tortoises or pangolin or something like that if it's the right size for them. So yeah, I quite like with this one the way that it's hidden in amongst the foliage and behind one of the buildings, and I also like the shape. It's quite an irregular shape, so it's quite fun to build. So moving on, we've got a second much larger aviary space, which again I'm not sure what goes in here. I'm sure someone will tell me. I think it's parrots in here. So this space is segmented up into sections, and then each section presumably has a different species of parrot in there. There's our chimpanzees on the right hand side. So all this planting is new as well. We're in Tegid Cam view, by the way, so we're at eye height, and so this is how it would actually be sort of walking down here. I do think that I might have made this path a little bit tight, a little bit smaller than it is in the zoo, just based off the feel of walking down it. It's a lot wider in the zoo, I think. But I was having so many pathing issues around the area in that direction that I didn't want to mess with it for fear of breaking something worse than it actually. So if we come around here and down this sort of little hidden path area, we've got our park space, our play area. Now, I personally think that it's a little bit rough in certain places. So the spring toys are one particular place where it's particularly sort of abstract. So I've sort of mocked up the shape of a duck, which I know it doesn't look anything like a duck, but it is what it is. Used some watermelons for its for its wings, so a little bit shonky, but never mind. What I have done a much better job of, I think, is this climbing frame come slide thing, which has a climbing wall. We used gutter pieces for those and changed them into nice bright colours, and a wooden suspension bridge and a pair of slides. So the slides were maybe the biggest hassle or challenge, I suppose I should call it, in this build, or in this building this play apparatus, because of the tight angles or that I was working with in terms of the pieces that I had. Obviously, it looks quite a sharp ride coming down here because I've had to use the planks, and they don't come in shorter sections than 1 meter long. So I've had to just sort of put them together, place them together as best as I can. And I actually think, that looks pretty smooth. You'd have a reasonable ride, but you might come off with a few splinters. A couple of slides in there, and we've obviously also got the seesaw as well. So this is my attempt at a seesaw. It's actually modelled on one that was at the park that I used to play at when I was a very young boy, of about seven or eight. So all wooden design, and it rides on top of this pivot here. It's not the sort of thing that you usually see these days. They tend to be. It's also sort of sprung in the middle, I think, so that it returns to the center like this. And it's not the sort of design that you see anymore. They're usually sort of freewheeling in the center, and you have to pull it down. Like if you don't have anything on it, one side or the other will be up in the air, and the other be down in the air. Whereas this design, it has something way in the center that brings it stable and central and balanced when it's not in use. It was a really good seesaw, so hopefully everybody that comes to the zoo will love it. So this is our picnic area. This is, as I say, quite close to how it is in the real zoo. Footage that I have of this area, unfortunately, because people don't tend to take photographs of picnic areas, is from Google Maps, and Google Maps is a little bit out of date for this area. So it might have changed since I saw it last and since Google Maps saw it last. The other caveat is that, as you'll see over here as well, placing picnic benches to make them look natural in the loosest of senses is not my forte, not at all. So they maybe look a little bit crammed in, is my feeling on it. Yeah, you judge them as you like, I guess. So these are the buildings that I have built this time around as well. So this is actually Safari Snacks, or what I believe is Safari Snacks. It may have changed use since Google Maps was taking its photos. As I say, I haven't filled out the inside. These are just shells. The reason being, I'm going to upload them to the workshop for everybody so that you can fill it however you like. You can put whatever you want in there. Whereas if I'd filled them up, you wouldn't have that option. So this is also the education centre. All of the windows and doors are hand built. The sign is Gisilrus, as you have probably come to expect these days. We've got a little ramp coming down on one side, which I've built with, I think, concrete pieces, and then a set of steps going up there to nowhere. There should be a door there, but I've forgotten to put it in. So there we go. The last bit then is the Jaguar Picnic Lodge. Again, I've just built the shell for that, and I will be putting that onto the workshop for you in case you would like to use it. So that is that. That is everything that I've been doing over the last couple of weeks. We have, as you will see from this view, filled out the space. It looks very, very full, and as close to real life as I can get it. So hope everybody's pleased with it, and please do let me know what you think of it, whether you like what I've got, whether you're going to be downloading the bits from the workshop when they go up, which should be by the time this video goes up. So thank you ever so much for watching. If you do like what we're doing, please do like and subscribe. That helps us out an immense amount, and it also means that you don't miss any of our creations. We are starting a new zoo, so I'm going to be changing things up a little bit. We're going to be doing some Chester, and we're going to be mixing it in with a little bit of my own creation. A complete sort of magical mystery tour of a zoo, a dream zoo, if you like. So yeah, do subscribe so that you can see what we've got upcoming, and I will see you again for the next episode. Thank you, bye.